Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So, what were we talking about before we re-recorded this fucking thing?
Hey, man, first of all, we're back, like back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back weeks. Like I said, I think, and for the people that didn't hear the 2-minute conversation we had earlier before we fucked up the recording, we must be sick or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, because at least for me, that means nothing crazy happened, so that's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Now, maybe we can make this a thing, at least for a month. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we had like 4 back-to-back. We might get like, I don't know, 11 fans instead of the 9 that we have. We might pick up 1 or 2 extra. Although we have a solid one in Carrie, so here's another shout out to Carrie.
Yeah, thanks,
and
Carrie.
I hope to see you in the elite club soon enough. So
yeah, and yeah, welcome to the club.
We're gonna go shit on Brittany. Is that
I
what
was
you're
thinking
gonna do?
about it. Yeah, actually, I was going to say, and a not thank you to Brittany for nothing, or thanks for nothing.
Yeah, all 30% of you.
See, we can't give her a shout out in the first minute because she's going to listen to that and peace out. Like,
yeah, exactly.
we gotta make her earn it.
Exactly. We should start like giving shout outs to Carrie and Brittany. Like late, like with like the nth minute before we hang up.
Yeah, I like it.
And just tell them like we shouted out to you, and don't tell them where, and then they have to listen to the whole fucking thing.
And all you other listener, if you feel free, give us some feedback. We'd be more than happy to shout you guys out as well.
Well, I mean, I'll shout out to my cousin Lori because she gives us feedback. So if you want your name on our podcast, all 11 of you or 9 of you, give us a shout. We'll throw your name on here.
And my
Almost
brother-in-law's
like
a solid listener too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they've him and his girlfriend both are listening. So, Garrick, always appreciate your listenership.
Absolutely. So we've got. Let's go 4.5 because I'm going to throw Brittany because she did listen today, so it's like a half.
So I mean, what are we up to? Probably. I mean, I think we got to be getting close to 30 like random listeners, like who don't listen consistently. But it seems like we're probably close to 10 or maybe a few more that are actually listening every week, right?
Well, last week's episode we're already at like 17 downloads since in a week. So I don't think that's all of my devices. I know I have a shit ton of Apple devices, but not 17 of them.
Well, and you know what? I don't use any of my other devices anymore. So
yeah,
there was a time I did it on 3 just to get the numbers up, but I don't.
Yeah, to make it you get what was that what's the movie about the stockbroker? What's Leo played him?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up. Matthew McConaughey. So I'm guessing. I mean, if we do take my one download near, so let's take 2 out of it. We probably. I mean, that's 15.
Exactly. So I think that's probably people listening relatively regularly.
Right.
And then we'll get, because I know there's a couple buddies of mine who listen, but when they don't listen regularly, when they do, they'll knock out like through a work day, like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And the guy that cuts my hair, Darren, he listens. He listens. I think I don't know how regularly, but hey Darren, if you're listening, thanks for the haircut on Sunday because I finally got one after 5 months. It took me 5 months to get a haircut. It didn't take me 5 months. I waited 5 months. I put it that way.
Well, I mean, there were no haircuts for the first 3 of
them. When did they open?
It was
May-ish.
Had to be late May, right?
Was it late? Yeah, it's probably late May.
I mean,
mid May.
I'm the last one who would know when you can get a haircut again. Since
they don't do ball shaving there, so you wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, I don't have to go to Pinzone for that. I mean, I have no problem having people sign up for
that. Waxing. When's the last time you had your junk waxed?
Never.
I did by accident, but it was a candle. It was a candle mistake.
On your junk, man. Your wife is freaky, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah. My wife gets super freaky.
Apparently,
freaky. It's crazy.
Waxing your nuts, not the good.
I think it was more of like you're an asshole. I'm going to show you what it feels like to get my snatch waxed. And
she
so
was
she
like,
just,
hey, you like that? No, not exactly.
This is what it feels like for all women across the country. Rip.
No, my hat's off to the ladies that scorch the earth.
Play hardcore.
Yeah, what was the what did we go with on that podcast?
I thought it was hardwood. Did we go
Hardwood. Yeah,
hardwood?
hardwood
I think we
floors.
went
Yeah,
hardwood floors
hardwood floors. Yeah,
because it's like carpet matching the drapes, hardwood floors.
yeah. There's a right. We went through this karaoke landing strip.
Yeah, karaoke. Where did karaoke come from? Is
If
that
you
like
do it in the
everything?
shape
It's just
no, if you do it in the shape of a microphone, you're singing
uh,
karaoke.
in the shape of a mic. That's great. What do you call the heart then? Is that
I don't
it's
know.
a heart
I
if you
guess
do a
it'd
heart?
just be the heart.
I mean, what are really the options? I mean, you've got it's like
Well, I
hardwood
mean,
landing strip. You could do a V. There's a triangle, like a
well,
triangle piece.
right. The arrow. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't know what you call a heart.
I guess
You
it would
called
be
the one the shape of a microphone was karaoke. So
getting to the heart of the matter. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That was way 80s of me. Wasn't that a
Hey,
song? Yeah, Don Henley.
Yeah, heart of the matter. I don't think it was
Yeah.
getting. That was the lyric was getting to the heart of the matter, but it's the
Okay,
heart of the
yeah.
matter. Yeah,
Don Henley
Henley.
knows his shit, man. Good singer.
He's an eagle. One
Yeah.
of the few remaining alive ones. Actually, only one of them's dead. I think.
Yeah, only Glenn Fry.
Only Glenn Fry.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of dead people, Kelly Preston died. You know
I
that?
saw that, man. That's
Breast
that's
cancer.
sad,
That sucks.
man. That's
Yeah.
awful.
And that chick from Glee. I don't know what happened there. She
so
drowned. I know she drowned. I think, or assumed drowned. But
I didn't read the latest article, but I saw the headline and it said she saved her son first. So I don't know if
interesting.
there was a boating accident, a swimming accident, something happened. She managed to save her son apparently, and then
Oh wow.
obviously
Okay.
drowned. Yeah, so that's
Because
awful.
I know the only, yeah that is actually is awful. Some comedy or like morbid comedy. I know that I read some. I think it was TMZ. It's like one of the best news outlets out there. That I guess they rented the boat, and the guy's like, "Hey, they're late," and I guess he has a tracking device on it or something. And he saw it was at the one in the lake, so he went down to get it. And the son was on there sleeping, and there was he had a
Wow.
life vest on, but there was an extra life vest. So I don't like you said. I mean
Man.
exactly that you knew more. I mean, you actually said more than I did. So all right, let's shift to something positive.
Yeah, let's well, in that case.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get back to hardwood versus no. That's an awful transition.
That's what I was going to say. We can't
Yeah, we can't go back to
transition
where we were.
from that to 70s Bush. You can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can try, but we shouldn't.
I mean, that's just disrespectful, I believe.
Yeah, probably. What were we talking? Oh, we're talking about new normal, but before we fucked
Yeah.
up the podcast,
Right. You
and
shit all
I have
over
a problem.
that statement.
Yeah, I have a problem with that statement.
So I will never use that again.
I mean, you can use it. I just think it's being overused. I guess maybe that's my problem with it.
Actually, I'm probably going to use it even more now just to hear you
Just
get pissed off.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Make sure you do it like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, anytime we're in a meeting and there's that awkward silence, I'm going to be like, so everybody, how's the new normal, Dave?
No, if there's an awkward silence going, is this the new normal? I'm gonna go, yeah, fucking awkward silence is the new normal.
Really? That's where you're gonna go? Fucking
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't.
Every
but I mean,
every day is a new normal, and the slightest change is a new normal. I mean, right?
well, only if it changes and remains that way for a long period of time. It's not normal if it happened once. Well, right now, for a long period of time, we're working from home, having our kids, people who have kids, having the kids shit all over them and be annoying. People who don't have kids.
Having accidents.
Yes. 4.5 times.
4.5 times.
And then
people halftime?
People that work in the same room as their spouse getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
I mean, that has become the normal because we're now 4 months deep on it.
True. So it's not new, though, then. The new normal is like fucking April.
Okay, you know what? That's a good argument. So anytime
that's a great argument.
Somebody says, that's debatable. You're the one that proved that point. So, okay, that's fair. Anytime somebody says, "Welcome to the new normal," we'll be like, "Well, what's different? What's different today than April?"
Right.
That's fair.
And yeah, and sorry, Tracy, about the 4.5, 3.5 thing. That's okay.
She does not listen.
I think she does actually. I think she does.
Regularly?
I think she sneaks them in.
All right. Well, I mean, that's fair. It's hard. Well, especially with kids home all day. I mean, trust me.
Well, you know.
I
I
mean,
don't.
my kids live with me, and I'm still like, oh, I can't listen to the podcast for. I mean, and they've heard me say quite a bit of messed up things,
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
typically I'm just like, not you guys, or not your mom.
I wasn't talking about her.
Or or the other way when I'm like, man, I would slap that fine ass, and then I look at him, I'm like, I'm definitely talking about your mom.
And you can tell her I said that.
Because then it's the opposite. I can't be like, Lindsay Pella. Yeah, your mom. It's mommy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, mommy, daddy said this in the Mexican restaurant. I'm like, what?
Oh,
When we
yeah, but I
were
mean,
in,
oh,
yeah.
good. No,
No,
good.
I was gonna. No. I was just gonna. I was gonna drill that Hispanic ass joke into the ground, but that's fine. We can move on.
I'm always willing to talk about some Hispanic ass. So
Drilling some Hispanic ass.
yes, I am always ready to drill some Hispanic ass into anything.
Yeah. What were you gonna say? We'll just move on from there.
I was just gonna carry us forward, but I mean, hey, if I'm never gonna stop, I mean, if that's what we're talking about, I mean, I'm a fan.
I'm willing to make exceptions.
I'm willing to stay here. I mean, Jennifer
Speaking of
Lopez is
diversity,
50 and
oh my god,
still
that's no
has,
kidding.
I mean, an amazing ass. I mean, she just all the way around looks incredible.
They showed Helen Hunt. You know Helen Hunt? You know Helen
Yeah.
Hunt. She's like 57, I think. I thought I
And
saw her 57.
so
And she was on the beach with a bikini. And I'm like,
still,
she looks good.
still very pretty. Like, she
Yeah.
obviously looks like she's aged, but she's aged really well.
Well, I mean, you're 57. You're going to show some type of age.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you
J-Lo,
know what I'm
J-Lo
saying?
50
Like,
looks better than me at 25. So,
well, dude, J-Lo at her worst looked better than you at 25. But
hey. She had that. I'm sure she had an awkward phase.
No. What was it, like an hour when she was 11?
Yeah. When she got out of bed and at age 11 when she got out of her bed to go take a shower, that was her awkward phase.
I was gonna
right
say,
there.
I mean, she's just incredible, phenomenal.
Halle Berry.
Oh, I've always been a big Halle Berry fan.
Yeah, so have I.
So hot.
Also,
I've heard a little bit of crazy, which yeah.
I don't think there's a little bit of crazy with Halle Berry. I think there's a lot of crazy with Halle Berry.
Hey, you know what that typically means? She'll fuck your brains out.
Yeah, and then she'll fucking club you with a golf club.
May try to stab you after, but you know what though?
Those 3 minutes were amazing.
From what I hear, every man has survived it. So, you know what? And none of them afterwards, except for I do believe David Justice has an axe to grind there, but everyone else,
David Justice. I forgot the David Justice piece.
Yeah, I think she really did beat shit out of him.
I think she did. I think she took something.
You know what? Yeah, I don't know obviously the whole story, but I guess I got to give him credit because dude's a professional athlete and
didn't lay a hand on her.
Yeah, like he took it, called the police or whatever, did exactly the right way that should be handled.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was an all-star baseball player. I mean, clearly he's very big, physically fit man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember hearing that. But anybody else other than David Justice, they're like, so you were with Halle Berry. How did that go? And they're like, it was worth it. They don't have to give you the story. They just say it was worth it. Everybody nods their head and moves on.
Yeah, moves on. I mean, that scene in
High fives, of course.
That
Monsters Ball.
Well, she went topless. What was that movie?
Wasn't that Monsters
Ball? No, the swordfish.
That's right. Billy Bob Thornton.
No, that was
Monsters
Ball. Swordfish was Hugh Jackman and John Travolta.
Hugh Jackman.
Who's jacked now, man? That dude is
in
great shape, and he's in his 50s.
I was thinking, doesn't he have a one-man show?
Yeah, he's super fucking
like
talented.
He can actually sing. He's funny. Like
he dance,
right, dance, strong as hell. Like, you know what? And because he can do all that, I bet he's Bet he's packing beef.
I hope. I mean, if I'm female, I'm hoping that he's got
well, because
he's
anyone
he's
else,
got something to work with.
you'd be like, you know why he's so talented? 3.5 inches. But Hugh Jackman, on the other hand, you're probably like, you know what else he has that's so talented? He can scratch his back with his wang.
Yeah, the reason he can move so well is there's nothing in the way. He gets lucky he can dance. You saw Moneyball, right, with Brad Pitt?
Oh yeah, good movie.
That there's a scene in there with Justice goes over to where they hire Justice to go over the A's, and I honestly hope it's true. I mean, I got to read. I hear the book's better than the movie, and I've got like a laundry list of fucking books I need to read or want to read, I should say. I can read.
Movie. Book's always better than the movie.
Not always. I think there's a couple instances where the movie's actually better than the book because the story. There was a rough story there, and somebody kind of really peppered it up in the movie. But anyway, the scene where he's doing batting practice, and he's like, "They're paying me $8 million a year or whatever," and he goes, "I'm not paying you $8 million a year. The Yankees are paying you $8 million a year, $4 million a year." And he goes, "That's how much you're worth to them. They're willing to pay you not to play on their team, $4 million a year." I'm like, that is a fucking awesome line. Like, it totally took the ego out of him and everything. It was just like he's all like, "I'm David Justice. Yeah, I played with the Yankees," and they're like, "They're paying you $4 million a year not to be on their team. That's how much they don't like you."
I did forget that he played for the A's. It probably is true because I mean it was Billy Beane. I mean the guy played in the major leagues for a while. So
yeah, I think he's still there.
I mean he's not playing.
Billy Beane. No, Billy Beane.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, he's still. I think he's still.
I think he's still
absolutely
because I mean the guy he put it together. I mean it was obviously. I mean the A's were competing and they didn't have a single big name player in their prime.
Yeah.
I mean they didn't win the whole thing, but I mean they were still competing for the playoffs every year at that point.
Didn't they set that record, right? The win streak record. I don't know if it's still intact, but it was like 21 straight wins.
Yeah, because there was one year like they might have the best record in the league. They didn't win, but I think they were really good one year. But yeah, anyway. Hey man, it's
the new normal. That's the new normal.
New normal. I don't know how did we get down this one. Oh, Halle Berry,
and then the David Justice. Then I would not let that line go from Moneyball. Because I want that all 15. We're gonna go on 15 now. We're saying that we have at least 15 listeners.
Yeah. Speaking of Halle Berry and bringing it full circle, I would definitely warm her heart. Yeah. See, brought it back. Yeah, the bush always. There is a spot for the bush at all times.
Yeah, I would bet I would bet that Halle Berry is either hardwood or a landing strip. I'm going with one of those two.
You don't think it's a lightning bolt, just a thin lightning bolt pointing right
like
at
Storm from when she was Storm on the event or in the X-Men?
Yeah, there you go.
You didn't get that reference, did you?
No, because I've not watched any of the X-Men movies.
Oh, well, she's plays Storm in the X-Men, so weather. So
which one was Jessica Alba in?
Jessica Alba wasn't in it.
Oh,
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Okay, I watched a little bit of that because I'm a big fan of Jessica Alba.
So then you've probably seen Sin City like 175 times.
No, because I don't know why. I just haven't really been into the superhero movies and the comic book movies.
Dude, you haven't seen Sin City?
No. Does it show a lot?
And you're a Jessica Alba fan and you haven't seen Sin City?
Yeah.
That's like I'm doing the fucking oh my god face. You have to watch it. Dude, she's like she's a stripper in fucking Sin City.
Why did nobody tell me this? Because I'm
being a Jessica Alba fan, I figured you'd like have her whole IMDb memorized.
A little known fact, she began
back in '86.
I mean, I do remember her watch. I discovered her in a movie called Idle Hands back in the late '90s. Awful movie, but she's just God. She's so gorgeous.
Now she's doing commercials for something.
I'll watch.
She's.
Apparently, I need to watch Sin City. I don't know.
You need to watch Sin City. You'd like Sin City. It's very stylistic, just because it's based on that comic book. But Bruce Willis is in it. There's some big names in there. Who's the dude? The Hobbit dude was in there too.
Haven't watched the Hobbit movies either.
Oh, but Elijah you know his name. Elijah Wood. Yeah. He plays this creepy little dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why, for whatever reason. I mean, I've seen some of the Batmans because it's freaking Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the comic book movies, I've just never got into it.
My wife is currently watching, because we have Disney Plus now.
Mm.
We got rid of BritBox, which is more for me than it was for her, because it's all British TV shows, because I like British television.
That's what I was gonna say. For Love Island, correct?
No. The fuckers, and it's ITV, and Love Island is on ITV, and those fuckers won't put it on BritBox.
Oh,
I'm
then yeah, you don't do that shit.
No, I don't. Anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, we actually ended up saving a little bit of money. You appreciate this. We saved a little bit of money by moving over to Disney Plus, because we got the year. We paid for the year, and it's like $6.20 something a month versus the $7.99 normally. So
bless you.
Anyway,
guys.
yeah, you're welcome. Thanks. And there's an order to all of the movies, so it's not like Iron Man 1, 2, 3, and then Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's set up so you
okay.
watch them in a certain order, and it's literally a fucking timeline. Like Captain America is first.
So they kind of weaved them all together somehow.
Yeah. So there's I guess this is, and I hope this was pre-planned and it's not an accident, but because this is some genius kind of shit going on, like well thought out, like how all these movies are going to play together. But there's a certain order you watch them in, and there's scenes that kind of cross over into, like, so I think the last movie she watched was Doctor Strange, and the next movie you're supposed to watch is Spider-Man. Spider-Man or something. Is it
Spider into the Universe or whatever?
No. That's the cartoon. Okay. But so Doctor Strange is set in New York City. So is Spider-Man, and it's the same time that the two of them are in New York City.
Was Doctor Strange? That's Benedict Cumberbatch or whatever, right?
Yeah, Cumberbatch. Yeah, absolutely. He's the otter. He's a good guy. I like Cumberbatch because he doesn't take himself too seriously. Especially with a guy with a name like Benedict Cumberbatch. You know what I mean? You can't fucking. And he's a great actor. I mean, he's actually a great actor too. I saw him in, what was the movie about the guy that Turing? Was it Turing? Yeah, Turing. Where he played where he figured out the first computer to break the Nazi code.
Oh,
break the Nazi.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, you never? That's a great. And
man, dude,
so
I am swinging and missing here.
Well, you've got like 4 kids. I could watch 19 movies a day. I mean, it wouldn't matter. I mean, I got nothing. Let the dogs out, feed them, and let them back in again. I mean, it's the extent of my weekends. But anyway, it's a good movie. He broke the Enigma code. He built a computer to really the beginnings of computing to break this Enigma code. But he was gay, and they castrated him in England. Yeah, so they give him at the time. I think it's a bunch of chemicals they give you.
He was castrated in England.
Yeah,
because I know the Nazis did that shit.
No. It was in England.
No, okay, man.
Yeah,
because a lot of people think it was. I mean, they hated my people more than anything, but they also hated gays, blacks, pretty much any minority we have here. The Nazis hated them all.
Yeah, I mean anybody that wasn't Aryan.
Right. I think they even said that, like, wait, are you a minority in America? Come here.
Take this train ride.
Yeah.
God. I'm sorry.
I know.
It was there. I mean, sorry.
Oh, man. Anyways, so back to it's all in an order.
Yeah, so it's all in an order. So she's been watching, and dude, there's like fucking 30 movies.
Right. So I'm to the point now where I'm like, I'm not watching this bullshit.
Well, I've seen bits and pieces. I mean, and they're well done. Don't get me wrong. I watched Endgame, which is the last of the Avengers movies. And what's funny about that is that you would think that that's the end of it, right? The Avengers Endgame is the end of it.
Yeah.
But actually, Spider-Man: A New World or whatever Far Away or whatever the hell it's called is actually in the timeline is after that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when I heard Endgame, I presumed
Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Endgame for Thanos, motherfucker. Not for the rest of those guys. Well, and Iron Man, he died too.
Well, you got. I guess I got to give those guys credit for them to. If this was planned from the beginning, or even if they've just decided, like, hey, we're going to do this. What if we had to take over from where this one left off? You know what I mean? That's still pretty.
But they also have. Yeah, well, they also have all of the comic books to work off of. So if you're like going back and reading the comic books, you might have picked up a theme that, hey, these things are going on at the same time. So and I don't know if they necessarily made the movies that way. Maybe they did, but somebody put together, and it wasn't the theater, it wasn't the studio. It was somebody, one of those giant nerds
Well,
that
it's
did it.
still, I mean, it had to be planned at least a little bit that way for it to flow together. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
I get
yeah,
that.
I mean, that's
And
pretty cool.
no, absolutely. And I said to my wife, I'm like, does it work? I mean, is this actually working? And she's like, oh yeah, because there's like little like hooks and tie-ins between all of the movies, and it kind of flows. So
Yeah.
it's funny. I go, how many movies you got left? She's like 6. I'm like, oh wow, you really hammered through those. And I like an hour or two later, I come out and I go, how many movies you got left? And she's like, let me see. And she counts off like 12. And I'm like, you said 6. She goes, yeah, I know, I miscounted. I'm like, by 12? I mean, that's fucking...
I said it was 6 pairs of movies.
Yeah, 6 times 2. You just didn't hear the times 2 part.
The problem is you. I said 6 pairs.
I said 12 singles. The problem is you. Nice. You just don't fucking listen. That's the problem. You just don't listen.
See, that's exactly. My wife would find a way to just throw that back on me somehow, and I'd feel bad about it. And I'm a prick. You know, I'd be like, man, I guess I did fuck that. Wait, what?
There are times when don't get me wrong, I love my wife because she happens to be sitting across the table from me. But there were times when she's like, no, this is what happened. And I'm like, I'm pretty fucking confident it didn't go down that way, but I've been wrong enough where I'm not comfortable enough being right enough. You know what I mean?
Right. Like that's I'm the same way. Like I have to be really sure for me to not believe what she just said. So I'm just usually like, you know what? She's righter more than I am. Nah, good enough.
Oh, that's too good. I mean, because there's so much shit I don't give a. There's so much stuff I don't give a shit about that when she's like, "Hey, this is this," and I'm like, "I don't think about that." But then again, I don't give a shit. I'm like, "You're probably right. Whatever. I don't fucking care."
Right,
but,
that's true. You agree? Like, oh, that's a good point. In your mind, you're like, don't fucking care.
I don't care. I don't think it matters. But whatever.
Why
but there have been a couple
whacking off right now.
I'm sure you're right. I'm gonna go jerk off it, so I'll be right back.
I'll be back. Minute and a half.
3. Come on, 3. At least 3.
Well, I got a lot of kids.
It's going to take me a minute and a half to log in. So
I got a lot of kids. So speaking of comic book heroes, it's the Flash. You know, just you gotta rip that off pretty quick there.
The Flash, DC universe.
See, yeah, I'm not the guy for this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've been. My wife has those cells, the Batman cells.
Oh, those are
so. Wall.
Yeah, but that was also the cartoon.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and I was into the cartoon. But yeah, those are pretty freaking cool.
They are cool. When she told me that those were actually used in the filming of, because that's the back in the day they used the cells that were actually used in the filming. Those are pretty cool things.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like that kind of stuff, I dig. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to know. I mean, if I saw something like that from one of these movies we're talking about, I'd still think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because I still respect everything, even though it might not be my cup of tea. Like what goes into it to write the storyline, the effects, the cartoons, or whatever. I still respect the hell out of all that.
They did. What was the? Oh, So you've got Marvel and you got DC. Those are the two big comic things. So Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman are all DC. And they had that movie where they all get together. I forgot what the name of it was, but Justice League and
oh yeah,
and everybody panned the shit out of it. But they also switched directors or something midstream or right at the last minute or something. There was some fucking change in the end. So the original director came and he redid it. Like he took all of the footage, even stuff that they cut, and he redid the whole fucking thing. It's called like Justice League, and then the name of the director, I can't think of his name, doesn't matter, but he redid the whole thing, like the way that they thought. Like everybody thought it was going to be amazing because this director was going to do it, but he left or something happened. I don't know what the fuck. Something happened.
Creative differences.
Maybe, but it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to the end of the
point
story.
Is
the main guy that they wanted to direct this is literally redoing the movie. So I'm interested to see and to watch it. So
I mean, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm sound like a giant fucking nerd right now, but
without a doubt.
Good. Thanks for the support on that one.
Hey, you know what? I've been the buffoon a few times, so I don't think anybody would be surprised that you like those movies, and I'm the guy over here like, yeah, fucking whatever. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like since when you cross from Switzerland into Sweden, and the Wire, and when we're in France, the Wire cheese cutter. Those are the. That's
did you ever watch the show Entourage?
Yeah, not a lot, but at the beginning I did. I mean, when it first came out, I did.
I mean, I loved the show. It was obviously Ari Gold was
yeah,
pretty awesome for my people. But there was this ruined the name Aquaman for me. So
because of what's his name?
Well, Jason Momoa's in it. It was Aquaman, right? But in the show, what was his name? Vinny Chase. Was offered Aquaman, and he was kind of dragging his feet, so went to Jake Gyllenhaal. And I just remember Ari Gold going, "You hear that, bitch? Brokeback motherfucking Aquaman." And so now, just that little bit, anytime I hear the name Aquaman, that's where I go. Even though, like, the Aquaman movie was Jason Momoa, who is massive, that's still the first thing I hear.
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback motherfucking Aquaman.
That's great. I heard they're going to do a Brokeback Mountain with chicks, like a female version of Brokeback Mountain.
From what I hear, it sounds pretty good.
That's but I mean, to be honest with you, that's like 90% of Pornhub. I mean, I'm sure there's like 30 Brokeback Mountains, female versions of Brokeback Mountain on Pornhub.
Yeah,
from what I hear,
they're solid.
They're solid.
That's
they're all variations on the same theme.
I see no
what
issue.
Was I gonna say?
Well,
Let's see what they come up with.
Since you went down the Pornhub route, like, now that we're 4 months deep into quarantine, like, what's I mean, how is Pornhub still free, or you know what?
Pornhub Premium?
Yeah,
I believe it is.
So,
not that I saw that the other day or anything, but I believe that it is.
So the funny part about that is, right, everybody was talking about it, and because attention spans are 3 seconds long, that I guess that could play in multiple different ways there. But anyways, is Pornhub Premium for free played out now? Like, have millennials and Gen Z been like, I'm whacked off out?
So like, while we were, what's this like? My wrist is broken. Like, they look like fucking Quagmire on when he discovered the internet.
Like, that's one of my absolute favorite Family Guy bits.
And he's all groggy. He's like, what? What's going on?
Wait a minute. There's free porn on the internet? They're like, yeah, literally millions of free videos online. And he's like, you mean that little nerd box has free porn? Like, why the hell didn't you guys tell me? And then he looks like the Rock on his left arm.
Yeah, exactly. Bigger than a Rock on his left arm.
Yeah.
So while we were talking about Pornhub, I immediately, because we're data nerds, I went to Pornhub Insights, and this is great. This is May 4th, so this is 2 months ago. Netflix and ESPN documentary "The Last Dance" featured details about Dennis Rodman's relationship with model Carmen Electra during the Chicago Bulls run. Blah blah blah. TMZ contacted Pornhub statisticians to see if the documentary had any effect on Pornhub searches. They went from April 26th, there were 14,800 searches, roughly 800 searches, 796 on April 26th. On April 28th, 2 fucking days later, there were 588,357 searches for Carmen Electra. It's the fucking line is almost vertical. I mean, it's like it's fucking great.
It's awesome. So
and now, as of April 30th, they're down to 183. So
the world got what they wanted, or
exactly.
not, or didn't, whatever.
And, they got from April 26th, actually the 27th through the 30th, they got roughly 588,000 people.
From what I hear, her sex tape's not on there.
Did she have a sex tape?
I don't know. I was just saying that would be funny.
And I love it. Like the last update is May 26th. The coronavirus traffic update. Like, even Pornhub has a fucking coronavirus update.
Speaking of talking about ladies who have aged well, did you watch The Last Dance?
I didn't. I need to though.
It's
You watched
really
it,
good.
Though.
Oh, it was really, really good. But dude, Carmen Electra still looks incredible.
Did she have work done? I don't think she had work done. A lot of work done.
Well, if she did, it was done well enough that you can't really tell. Like, she looked great. I mean, it's still an absolute smoke show. But I mean, I was always a big fan of Carmen Electra's. Like, she just was like, she's got a really, really pretty face. Mm-hmm. Great tits.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, really pretty face.
Yeah.
Those were enhanced. But what about Prince, man? Prince is the one that discovered her.
Oh, that's right.
Prince has that dude has a pretty solid list.
Yeah, I mean he does. I mean you've got what's her name? Who is his drummer? She had the one name.
I don't remember, but she was awesome.
But remember she was awesome. Who else did he discover?
I don't remember. Like, I don't have the list in front of me, but it was like, I think it's one of those where, everybody's, bragging about who's been with who, but then it's like fucking Prince, right? Like, man, the dude's like 5'1", 83 pounds. And apparently, based on that list of women, 15 of that was dick. Because, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, it was I mean, you can't see this, but I am giving a cheers to Prince right now.
Yeah. Oh, and talented on top of it. That's
he's
scoring chicks. He's tiny and he's talented as a motherfucker.
And so talented, and arguably, I mean, one of the best guitarists of our time.
Yeah, he's absolutely.
I mean, he could do anything, but oh man, he was so awesome.
But so as you're talking, I'm staring at this Pornhub analytics page, and it's just fucking. It's unbelievable. So obviously the Corona traffic update is good, but on the side, on like the sidebar, they've got featured insights. These are featured insights, Mike. So you've got the Corona's traffic update, which I've already discussed. The Pornhub's Final Fantasy insights. So they know the game Final Fantasy. So apparently there's something in that. There's a 2019 year in review. Foot fetishes searches, the top 20 cities, Avengers searches, trending game searches, and Facebook and Instagram outages.
When Facebook's down, Pornhub's up.
Right. Yeah. European they have the European traffic changes from an average day since the coronavirus started in like March. It's running like 12 to fucking 20% higher than an average day from March on. This is not it's not up. It's like from March on.
So are things slowing down traffic wise, or no? The world's just talking about it less, and everybody's still indulging in free Pornhub Premium.
What's interesting is change in traffic during coronavirus. And I go to the United States, and this is through July 13th. Huge dip on July 5th or July 4th. My bad. Huge dip on July 4th. Negative 1.2%.
People were partying. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
People were living it for real, not just. They were practicing what they've been watching for the last 3 months.
Ironically, on the 5th, there was a 6% change between the 4th and the 5th.
God bless America.
Yeah, and by the 10th, this is kind of funny. By the 10th, it's 20% over the average day. Changing,
and it's back,
and we're back. Oh God.
So, I mean, okay, that answered Pornhub has not slowed down. Because what I was wondering is, like, is Pornhub slowing down, but OnlyFans is going way up? But maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe you know what? I would be interested to see if they have an OnlyFans, like, comparator.
Probably.
I don't know. OnlyFans is bullshit.
So, okay. Do you have to, like, if somebody has an OnlyFans, like, are they required to show their tits or their dong or whatever? I
don't think so. You can put whatever's out there, but like you literally have to pay for every image you want to see or video you want to see.
Oh, so you really? You're not?
Yeah, you join for free. I did a little bit of research for this podcast. I was told today in a message that we should have to do some work before we start these things. So,
thank you for the pre-work.
Yeah, exactly. So I did some pre-work, and it's free to join, but you have to put a credit card in. So every time you want to see everything's like grayed out or like blurred out, and you're like, this is the hottest picture you've ever seen. You click on it, you pay $4 or whatever, I don't know, whatever the fuck they charge, and it's like them in like a thong bikini. You're like, I could get this on the fucking internet. What do I need? What do I need to pay $4 for? But it's exclusive content, so they kind of control it.
This one on the internet, just one,
right?
like
Exactly.
So
actually, no, I've seen that one because the guy that paid the $4 copied it and posted it to the fucking internet.
And sent it everywhere. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that would piss me off. Like if I was paying, because I see some that's like off one time only, 50% off. So I just thought it was like you subscribe to their page for like $7.99 a month or whatever the fuck. You know, I don't know what the man. I'd be pissed. I'd be really pissed if I signed up and it's like, wait a minute, you're in a goddamn sweater.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I mean, some of them. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that's a really nice cashmere sweater, and I can see your nipples, but this is not.
No, I'm not paying $4. Yeah, I'm paying to see. I want to know if the carpet matches the drapes. That's what I'm paying for.
Yeah, I want to see you upside down in a fucking sex swing, buck naked for $4. That just makes me sound like the dirtiest of old men.
Actually not, because you know what? From what we're seeing with the amount of people who are hooking up constantly on Pornhub Premium, there's way more stuff that they would say there. Like, look, exactly. I get Pornhub Premium for free. You're in a goddamn sweater. Like you're not wearing the mask thing that has the zipper on it. Like I got to see some of that crazy fucked up shit. For
now the $4
or whatever.
For $4 per picture.
God, that like I'm gonna have to have more than that for $4. Like if one at a time, it better be autographed to me.
Okay. It's funny when the Jew goes, for $4, I'm gonna need more for $4.
Now I'm negotiating.
It's $4 fucking. Yeah, now you're
like,
negotiating.
Whoa. $4?
Like, so what do I get for this $4?
Right, right.
It's
okay. So let's talk about this. Sweater off, ice cubes included. I got to see full. I need full THO for $4 for one goddamn picture.
THO.
Titty hard on.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Really, I've never heard that. THO. Titty hard on.
Like in high school, we had to do like senior wills where you will something to people, and that was something I willed to somebody because I figured nobody would know what it was, and it was printed, so somebody figured it out.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's but to be on the artist side of OnlyFans, you control all your content and you also control the money. So you probably they probably make more there than they do.
That's one thing I'm cool with. Like, you know what? Yes, get paid for your craft, and that's one thing that's pretty cool because I bet there are like some musicians where you get to see some cool shit on there. Yeah, when you put it in the terms
OnlyFans?
Of artist, yeah, probably right.
I thought it was just like naked chicks and shit.
I thought it was like too. Art. You were the one talking me away from that.
What?
All right, I'm
OnlyFans?
Back. Yeah, I'm back. If there's no titties, don't fucking charge me for a guy.
No, I think OnlyFans is just like porn actresses and Instagram models.
That's what I thought it was initially. Okay.
I think. I've never ventured beyond that.
No, I haven't either. Because, I'm not. Back to the Quagmire thing. Now that I know, once I discovered everything was free, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. No, right. But I don't blame him. And actually, it's funny because I saw something, and it wasn't it was some news thing about like the sex workers, as they say, call it, like porn stars and that type of stuff. Well, they like that's how they're making money now.
And that's great.
You can't do a shoot.
They finally have control.
Yeah,
because you hear about like a lot of like the porn industry hates Mia Khalifa because she speaks against it, but she didn't have control over anything. So she's like, I made $12,000 and a lot of other people became millionaires off of me.
Yeah.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's totally messed up. And I guess she's railing against is it Bang Brothers or something? I saw this on TMZ the other day. And they're countersuing her, which is weird. Like I don't know why they're
are they trying to say defamation?
Maybe. I just saw I'm just flipping through like headline like, ooh, that's interesting. and I don't even read the article. I just move on to the next one.
Oh, I'm the same way.
Listen to this. Yeah.
Like,
I'm a total fucking clickbait. I mean, I'm a clickbait.
Right,
awful.
and
I'm
I
awful
probably
at
don't
clickbait.
make it through the first paragraph, and I'm like, yeah, this was bullshit. Okay, next.
Yeah, exactly. See so and so's tits. You flip it up, and it's like it's a so and so had a baby in whatever, and you're like, this doesn't even relate to the article. What the fuck is going on here? Clickbait. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Google just paid me 42 cents.
Right. And now,
or Facebook.
Right now, I've got cookies and all this other bullshit.
Oh yeah, exactly. It wasn't fucking Facebook, but because that's another one where they're like listening. Facebook.
Oh, are they?
I think Facebook's listening. I definitely think Google is.
Oh well, I mean, we know the stuff on the phones is. Because I don't know how many times I'll be like, you know what I haven't seen lately? Asian ass porn. And then like we move on, and then later
you
that
get like
night,
3 emails.
Yeah, it's like what? Why is my sponsored link like this? This like half dressed. I mean, she's very cute, but like I've never bought this product before.
That's
and
funny.
it's some like it's lube. I mean, which I'm not.
You're like, well, since they sent it to me, I might as well check it out. I don't want to let them down.
Right. Somebody put a lot of effort into this marketing. The least I can do is, give them a couple of views so they get paid. Hey, man, as a Jewish man, I also respect a good marketing technique. So,
exactly. You appreciate the right. honest work of the dollar.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't have Facebook.
What's the money in Jerusalem?
Still $1, I believe.
Is it $1? I didn't.
So. Yeah, I think it's still the dollar. I don't think it's maybe it's the Israeli dollar. I don't know, but
yeah. It's like the Swiss dollar. You know what I mean? So, or the Australian dollar.
Pretty sure it's $1.
It's not like the British pound or the.
To my people, we only see one color, my friend. Green, baby.
Green. I was told once by an Irish guy that he doesn't like American money because it's all the same size, and when you're drunk, you can't figure out based on the size what you're actually giving out. Right. Which is fucking great coming from an Irish guy.
Which is awesome because a 20 looks so much like a 1.
Or 100.
Right.
Or vice versa. Because all the British money is different sizes. Like the 10's massive, the 5's smaller.
That's hilarious.
I got a bunch of when last time we went to London, this is for Carrie, some elitist things you can remember to write down next time you're out traveling. We have the cards for the tube system. It works on the buses. It's all public transportation.
Yeah,
they're touch cards, so you load them up in money and you just touch and go. Well, now they've turned on the service where it's called Express Transit on your iPhone. I think Android has them as well too, but you can just tap your phone now. It's the same technology. It's literally the same technology.
Yeah, it's kind of like Apple Pay, kind of.
Yeah, it's exactly like Apple Pay. That's the technology. But you turn on this Express Pay or Express Transit, and it just charges your credit card directly. So you don't need to load up a card.
Yeah.
So we were leaving one of the tube stations, and we have these. My wife and I had like 2 or 3 cards, and I said, and there's a woman standing there, and we said to them, how do we want to turn the cards in, but we want the money off of it. She's like, oh, you just put it in, and they give you a refund. So it kicks out all this fucking cash. But it's like in British, like it's British dollars, but it's all coins, and their coins go up to like £5. So they'll have like a pence is like a penny. So you have the 1 pence, 5 pence, 10 pence. I think there's a 25 pence, and I think that's it. And then there's a £1 coin and a £5 coin, and then there's a £5 note and a £10 note, and then obviously the numbers go up from there. All in notes, all in the paper. And there was a guy playing a guitar or whatever, and he had a cool dog with him. I think it was like a pit bull, and they're just kind of chilling. He's playing. And I reach into my pocket because I have all this fucking British money, and I throw out what I think is like, I don't know, $1, like a British pound. And all the coins are British pounds. I think I gave the guy like fucking $20. I'm not no joke. Because all the coins I threw out were like the £5 fucking coins. And I'm like, God damn it. Because I went to go pay something. We went and got pizza, and I'm like, I looked at my money. And I'm like, I had way more money than this because I somewhat counted it before we left. But I threw this guy what I thought was, I don't know, maybe £2. I think it was like, I'm not joking. I think it might have been 20 because I got rid of all the smaller coins, but all the fucking £5 and the £1 I think are roughly the same size. So I'm like, well, that guy, I just made his day.
Yeah, yeah, he's got to be happy right now.
Yeah, I think he got in that Maserati and fucking drove home because he was just.
Well, he doesn't pay taxes, so fuck yeah.
That's exactly fuck yeah. And British taxes are brutal. Anyway, where were we fucking talking about?
We've OnlyFans led into that, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay, OnlyFans.
So we're kind of getting long in the tooth here, but
are we? I'm sorry, I'm still staring at fucking Pornhub's coronavirus related searches.
It's great analytics.
Dude, I swear to, I mean, I think we're going to actually email them to see if we can get somebody from Pornhub.
Dude, I would love to have one of their analytics guys on here. I think, like, talk about nerding out. Like, we would have a full on hour. Just that'd be good shit.
Yeah.
No, I dig that. But what I was going to say, shifting gears a little bit, a lot of noise right now around the NBA bubble, right? So, we're hearing about, is there going to be sports in the fall? Golf's coming back. And NASCAR's back. Coming back. Tigers. I mean, golf couldn't ask for anything bigger than Tiger coming back at Jack Nicklaus's tournament.
Yeah. Like if he wins, he'll be he'll have the most wins ever.
Wow. So
83.
I mean, how fitting would that be? I mean, it's his first time golf, like his first tournament in over a year, right?
Since February.
Oh, he golfed this February?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then
I was watching the interview this afternoon. So
all right, so I'm wrong.
I should have been working, but I was watching the interview. And it was lunchtime.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
you're right.
I was working, Tracy. Don't worry about it.
But so I mean, that's such a huge because Tiger moves the needle. People when Tiger's in the hunt, their ratings are up by 20-fold. It's going to be weird without the crowd there, though, and without the douchebags yelling, "Get in the hole" anytime Tiger does anything.
I still love that fucking dude with his mugshot on his t-shirt. That was the best.
Well, the best
and
is
kudos to fucking Tiger on that one. Yeah, I mean, just he's looking at it like, God damn it. And I mean, you can only, and he had that smirk. He's trying not. You can see him like his mouth is cringing, like he's trying not to laugh, and he just couldn't fucking hold it, and he just smiled and kept fucking walking.
And the guy's like, "Did you see that?"
Yeah, he saw this.
I mean, that was cool. I mean, you know what though? The more I've heard and seen of Tiger, I think he's actually earlier in his career, he took himself so serious.
Yeah,
he didn't laugh about anything. After everything happened, it seemed like he was like, whatever. He kind of lightened up, and now, I mean, he's become extremely likable.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think he always was like. I mean, I think I think what happened. He was so super private. I think if you knew him privately, he's probably that way.
He's probably always been that way.
He's always been that way. But he's just trying to keep the media out. And then you bang, I don't know, fucking 50, people, and your wife comes at you with a 7-iron, and your life is exposed on TV. Yeah, you know what? I guess you kind of let out a little bit.
Then everybody's like, I can really relate to that guy.
Yeah, no shit.
Really?
God damn him. Yeah.
You banged 95 people last year? No. But no, I've gotten my ass kicked by my wife. I've, that shit's all relatable, man.
Yeah. She took my 7-iron to my brand new Chevy Escalade or Cadillac Escalade.
But
that's weird though. I thought Tiger would have had something sweeter than an Escalade. I mean, not that they're not cheap, but like a Range Rover. Or, I mean, something.
I mean, you're right. It's Tiger. You'd think he would have had the new Bronco 30 years before it came out.
Yeah.
Did you see that the new Bronco?
Yeah, I saw. I watched it. I'm a huge fan. Although, and the group guy texted them on, they were kind of hammering it a little bit, just because they're
all
biggest
supercar guys, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like the name of the group is like 7 liters or something like 7 liters or above or something like that. So, because everybody's got like a 7-liter motor, but it looks cool, man, and it's legit. I mean, it's a legit off-roader.
Oh, it is absolutely. That's what you go Baja in for real.
Yeah,
it's got holes in the bottom so water can pour right back out of it. Yeah.
The fact that they're the only, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if Jeep does this, but I'd have to look if the Wrangler does this, but 7-speed manual transmission.
7-speed.
Yeah, so it's L 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you're when you're
got
descending,
okay.
No, you got a super low gear so that it just kind of crawls. But I was just thinking about this, switching gears because it was Fragmental, but we touched on golf, we touched on NASCAR, and we touched on porn. So we hit my wife's trifecta. So
Hey, that was the plan.
we did it. We worked it in there. No, the new Bronco looks great, and I saw it was like from 26 grand to I think it said 60. Now I don't know if 60 is the base or that's the completely fucking tricked out model.
Well, if it starts at 26, that's your base. But then, I mean,
no. That's what I mean. It's the 60. Because there's 5 models.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a
60 the base for that model. Got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Or 60 like the top of the line.
Yeah, like
fucking
fully,
maxed out,
tricked out, roll bar, all that shit.
Yeah. The fact that you can take all 4 doors off of it and store it, they're designed to store in the back.
It's pretty cool.
So, yeah, so when you're driving, you take your fucking doors off. They configure to sit in the would be like trunk section or whatever. And the fucking roof comes completely off. What was the other thing I saw? I was reading it up a ton on it. It's the ability to off road, so you can disengage the sway bar, so it allows the fucking axles to run independently. So when you're climbing over rocks and shit. But my one buddy's like, I'm not buying. They're like, when are you gonna get one? He's like, I'm not buying one. He goes, those are only for like my wife or my son. Okay.
Really?
They look cool though. I mean, they look good. I mean, it's the 2.7 liter V6. It's a EcoBoost, so it's got twin turbos on it, which is small. It's a small motor. I mean, the Explorer has a 3.5.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
it's a small motor, but
bigger, I guess, just because of all the off-roading. You know what I mean? Like,
well, but it's not so much the off-roading because you're not going to be doing 1,000 miles an hour. I mean, you don't need all the speed. You need the torque and all that kind of shit.
True.
But the fucking car itself weighs a ton. And rightfully so, it should. I mean, it's like,
well, the Bronco was
4,000 pounds,
big ass car,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, a Bronco wasn't a Jeep.
Well, that's what they're going after, though. That's built.
Oh, sure.
It's built off the new Ranger platform. So it's the chassis is from a Ford Ranger pickup.
Okay.
And the Sport is the small one. It's built off that Escape, whatever the Ford Escape is built
okay.
on. But I don't know. The one I looked at them today, and there's one called I forgot the name of it, but it's like the second to the top of the line, and that was like 48 grand. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but I mean, fucking cars are expensive in general.
Yeah, but
that's
like
brand new.
A base model Jeep, brand new, is 30 grand.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow, they're charging.
I was even looking like, yeah, because I've always liked Jeeps. Just the look of them and things like that. Yeah. I think are really cool. And I thought about like, no, maybe I'll get one. I mean, I'm going to get a used one. Come on.
Yeah, of course. After hours of negotiating,
even if I was going to buy a quote new one, it would have been a demo. It's still going to have 1,000 miles from the test drives, and it went through the initial depreciation. So I still got a value on it.
That's fucking great.
But
is that brand new? Yeah, sorta.
Yeah, it's a demo.
It's a model. It's this model year.
It's as new as I'm going.
I know people that refuse to buy new cars.
Well,
I mean, literally refuse to buy a new car.
Well, because there's that whole stigma that it drops in value, over $1,000 the moment you drive off.
Okay, but I still have a brand new car, and you've got something with like 25,000 miles on it. So
yeah, so but I was looking at some like in that 30,000 mile range, and yeah, they're all 25 grand and above. Wow, and that's what 20 or 30,000.
And that's the Wrangler, like the actual Jeep.
Yeah. So I mean, the Bronco actually sounds like might be a little bit of a value there.
Ooh, now you're interested. But you can't wait. You got to wait till like next year once
hey, it didn't have to be next year. It just needs to be a demo, Dave. Hey, if you guys has like the GM of this dealership been driving that? Oh yeah, for about a week. All right, I'm interested.
That one alone, it's literally got like bicycle tires on it. Don't care. I don't care.
It's already been depreciated. I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, as long as I pick up that depreciation value, I'm cool. And then somebody said today that the Jeep's coming out with a V8 in their Wrangler, which is kind of an insider says that there's a V8 Jeep coming, and it's like I find that interesting. The day after, Ford announces the Bronco, and with a 2.7 liter that's actually stronger than their V6.
That's like somebody at Jeep was like, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna do this." You know?
Exactly. Don't know when though. But there's a
That's
rumored, the Raptor, right? The Ford Raptor,
yeah.
the pickup. There's a rumor that they're going to do that with the Bronco. They're going to be like a Bronco Raptor. That would be fucking cool if they did something like that.
That'll be 90 grand.
Yeah, that would easy. I mean, the fucking pickup alone is 90
Yeah, yeah.
grand. So I was fucking around the other day. I priced out a Range Rover, the big Range Rover with a 5.7 liter turbo with everything on it. I mean, the super sport pack. I mean, it was fucking loaded. $130,000.
Good God.
Supercharged 5.7 liter V8.
Does it make a sandwich?
It doesn't matter. When I pull up in that, somebody's making me a fucking sandwich.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because I'm going to need to not pay for a lot of other things if I just bought it.
Yeah,
It looks, though,
and yeah, I mean, it was, there's no way I'm paying 130 grand for a car. But they do. I mean, it's an option. Obviously,
there's a lot of people. Dude, I just saw the other day when I was at Kroger, somebody buying or driving. It couldn't have been any older than 1 or 2 year Jag. I mean,
which one? The car or the SUV?
it was a car.
Oh, okay.
The SUV is sweet too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know honestly if it's any good under the hood. I've heard bad things about some Jags, but it's not going to stop.
I've heard things about Range Rover too, but
it's not going to stop that they're so freaking cool looking.
Jag did a nice job. The ones I don't like are the Porsches. I have a buddy that has the Porsche SUV, the Cayenne. It's fast and it sounds fucking great, but I never like the look of it.
But you know what?
It's like they just.
How good are those? Because those are affordable. Like it's not any more than a. Actually, it's smaller, but I mean, you would pay more for like a Tahoe or an Expedition than you would that, and that's friggin' Porsche.
That's a good point. Maybe I'll get one of those.
They are.
I'm gonna be due for a new car here, probably in the next year or two.
Did you see the Family Guy thing? Where Stewie's like, it's like the time I saw a lady driving a Porsche Cayenne, and the lady was like waving, and he thought that meant to wave him over, like to cross the street. And she's like, I wasn't waving for you to walk. I was waving because I farted.
I probably did and forgot that episode. I've seen almost all of the Family Guys.
But I mean, some of them are pretty cool looking. I mean, we've talked about it because they are shockingly affordable. But then I'm like, you know what? Am I going to pay $200 and something for each oil change?
Yeah, that's what people forget.
You know, so like, okay, maybe not.
I think somebody said one of the BMWs, it might be the M5, like the tune up or whatever on that thing is like $6,000 or something like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't remember which cars I've heard on, but there are some that are like that, and it's and some of these are cars that you're gonna drive it, you know, a decent amount of time. It's not like nobody buys a Lambo and drives it everywhere. You know, in the summertime,
some people
you're
do
drive it. In the summertime, you're going to drive it more than you would. But you know what I mean? Like nobody's driving a Lambo in December in Ohio.
That piece is true. But it's one of those things where you can probably get in on the car, and that might be the reason. Like my buddy that works at the import shop, we were there once years ago, and he said, everybody complains that, like, Lambos like leak oil, and the cars that leak oil are the ones that sit in the garage and the seals get dry and they crack and they start leaking oil. The cars that don't leak oil, the cars that get driven every day. But to our point that we're making here is maybe those guys that bought that Lambo thought it was sweet, went to go get a fucking oil change and realized it was $4,000 and said, I'm not driving this fucking car.
Are you trying to tell me I can't get this at AutoZone?
You can try changing it yourself. However, you're going to have to drop the motor out of it.
Right, exactly.
So, I think I got us sidetracked on the NBA bubble.
Oh yeah. I was just gonna say, I like the idea of it. So where they kind of have all the NBA players in like one location, Disney, right? But it's in one resort. You know, they're going to be a series of courts. Like, I guess if you're going to do sports in COVID, they're trying to do it the right way, right? Like, they quarantined everybody when they got there. They're going to, kind of keep everybody quarantined, all the food's there, everything's there that they would need, right? Great idea. I just saw, I don't know, it was yesterday or the day before, an NBA player has to be re-quarantined because he left to get food. I mean, part of me is like, what kind of dick are you? Like, you couldn't just suck it up. Like, I guess if I were doing that for everybody, I would put that stipulation in there. Like, if you leave, you're foregoing your salary. You'll get, paid for however long you were here. But no, you're kicked out. That's fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
this is probably going to end up being a bad idea.
Oh yeah, because now it's going to be enraged. Somebody sent a text this morning that Saban, like Alabama's got like 19 people or whatever that are COVID positive. So he's having the COVID players practice in the morning and the non-COVID players practice in the afternoon.
Yeah, because you know what does great in an illness that attacks your lungs? Practicing in the freaking summer heat in
of Alabama.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Saban.
Hey man, loves the game.
Yeah, loves the game.
But I mean,
absolutely loves the game.
But with the NBA, like I can picture
it's air conditioned indoors.
Like the NBA guys. I mean, how long do you think before they're bringing chicks in?
Dude, they're 3 days. We're 3 days late of them bringing chicks in.
Right. I mean, look, these guys are all in a right. Truthfully, NBA players are probably the best athletes on the planet. That doesn't mean football players aren't incredible athletes, but right, like you don't see a fat NBA player. At least you haven't in the last 20 years.
That's true.
Like they're all in amazing shape. Like if you're 6'2", you're small in the NBA. They're all huge guys.
Really small.
Right. All huge guys. Like these guys are doing okay. Like I feel like they don't have to worry about getting a woman or a man if that's their thing.
Yeah, no judgment. Judgment-free zone here.
No, there's
anything wrong with that.
But you know what? I mean, how long before these guys are going to be tired of just staring at dongs in the locker room? Seriously. Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
It's going to be pretty difficult for some of these guys to just put all that aside for I don't know how long it is, to be honest with you, 2 months, whatever. I don't know, man. I hope it doesn't. I hope it goes well, but I feel like it's going to fall on its face, and there's going to end up being a COVID thing, and then you're going to find out like they were bussing in prostitutes and like or chicks, like they had buddies going to the club and just bussing like 20 college age chicks over, and like you thought
you set the. I love how you set the college age. So they're all legal. They're all 18 up.
Oh, absolutely. They have to. That's a game we don't want to play.
Exactly.
And I shouldn't even have said college age because I have a college daughter. God damn.
That's true too. Yeah.
Oh, fucking scared to death, man.
Is she? She doesn't have to be in Florida, does she? I mean, she's not in Florida now, is she?
No. What is your daughter doing? Oh, probably getting railed by the Knicks.
Last night was the Nets.
Like that's got to be a terrible feeling for any father. Like, I mean, yeah, just like what is she doing? She hangs out with basketball teams. Teams?
Yeah, no, you mean to play? Exactly. Yeah, he's just gonna go there. Yeah, exactly.
Just please.
You mean players, right? I'm like, nah, no teams. I meant teams. Until she marries one, and you got, and now you're driving the brand new Jag because he's buying it for you.
Yeah,
like, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, but I mean, as a father, you're still like, God, she's 5'3", 6'12".
Oh, it's a fucking mouse eating a cucumber.
Hey, you didn't even crack. I said 6'12". That's 7 foot, obviously. God,
I know.
I was hoping you'd take the bait on that.
Because I say 5'12" all the time when people say how tall I am. I go 5'12", and they're like, huh?
A buddy of mine said that in high school. We thought that was so funny. Like, two of my buddies were arguing, and one's like, there was 3 of them actually. One's like, yeah, well, if you're 5'11", I'm 5'12", and I'm like 5'12", eh? And he's like, and fuck you, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still technically 1 inch longer than the 5'11" guy. So,
well, right, and I'm like, hey, I'm 5'8". I have no jurisdiction here. I'm just
exactly
just saying.
I'm 4 inches off the mark. So,
the semantics of 5'12" are pretty funny.
Exactly. What was the Fletch? He's 6'3", 6'8" with the afro.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll see, man. I hope it works out for the NBA just because, I mean, the country needs an outlet right now. We need an outlet. It'd be nice
Well,
to
we need
have,
an outlet other than NASCAR and golf at the moment.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
those are really the only two sports going.
right. Well, you know what though? If Tiger does well this weekend, I mean, can you imagine the numbers they're going to do?
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
So, like, ESPN was genius to release the Michael Jordan thing, The Last Dance, when they did because there was nothing in the
on.
world going against it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were you going to watch? The local news? No. It was what it was.
I haven't even watched SportsCenter. I don't even know what they talk about now.
I don't either. I used to love SportsCenter, but I agree with you. What are they're truthfully in what it's become. They're just trying to manufacture some kind of drama story. So
Yeah.
I really could give a shit about that. But they had nothing going against it. So I mean, The Last Dance was putting up like Super Bowl numbers, except it was 5 weeks in a row or something like that. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, ESPN owned the night. I kind of feel like UFC should be that way too, which kind of I guess I don't know enough about the numbers because they still they're still making a killing on pay-per-view, which you have to have ESPN Plus, which imagine this, a Jewish man taking a stand on not paying for something. I refuse to pay for ESPN Plus, which I'm a big UFC fan. But I kind of wonder, like, would UFC make more money to just air it on ESPN? Because again, on most of the nights for the first couple of months of COVID, there was nothing competing against it. People couldn't go anywhere. And there was nothing on TV. Everybody was watching Netflix. You could have owned the entire weekend by being on just ESPN, just my opinion. But I don't know the financials behind all that. I guess it's still probably worth it to be on pay-per-view.
That's all your money at that point.
That's true. Maybe ESPN's getting a cut too, or wouldn't be on ESPN Plus. So I don't know. But that was my thought, man. If there's nothing going against,
well, they're getting, but ESPN Plus is getting the people that are playing for Plus.
Yeah,
unless they're
but they got to be
unless they're paying the US of the pay-per-view stuff.
Probably
no way
for it to be exclusive on ESPN Plus only. They got to be getting a cut, or maybe they're just getting all the advertisement.
You know what? You should go negotiate and figure out how that goes. You should go in there and tell them that you can get a better deal.
Yeah, just they're all Jews at ESPN. Like, I'm gonna walk in there and they're gonna be like, "Oi,
who's this? Who's this? What's the word?
Schmuck."
I was gonna say schmuck, or I was gonna say mashugana, but that's not the right word.
It doesn't fit there, but I mean, those words would be uttered.
Yeah.
Like, who's the schmuck? Who's the schmuck over here?
What is that? That's in New York, or is that a Jewish New York?
That's Jewish New York.
Okay, just checking.
Well, I mean, I'm from Brooklyn,
right?
So I mean, I don't sound like it, but
I'm from Brooklyn, like, I don't know, 30 some odd years ago. But other
haven't
than that,
been there
I'm from Brooklyn.
30, haven't been there in 32 years. But hey,
doesn't fucking matter. I was
still
born in
from
Brooklyn.
there.
I'm from Brooklyn.
I can still say I'm a New Yorker
to some degree. All right, what else we got? Or I
don't know, man. I think we're past an hour. I think we're probably good.
Yeah. All right. Well, what was I gonna say? Like I said, if you want to shout out, we're on Twitter at Fragmental Co. At Fragmental Co. We have email. We got the website fragmental.co. And we'll throw your name out there. So just let us know, and we'll get your name out there. So kudos to Brittany. Actually, not kudos for Brittany. Brittany doesn't fucking listen.
You take that back.
Kudos to kudos to Carrie. Hope you're seeing the Elitist Club here soon. Who else is? Oh, to your brother-in-law and sister-in-law, my cousin Lori. There you go.
Yeah, keep it coming, guys. Appreciate the feedback. Appreciate the listenership. And just like anything else, guys, give us some feedback. If there's a topic you want us to talk about, if you want to be on, let us know.
Yeah, fuck, we'll have anybody on at this point. We're not proud. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Dave.